G4 Claims provide the quickest, most reliable and friendly service to anyone involved in a non-fault accident. Every G4 Claims customer is treated with the utmost professionalism and respect.
Accidents are stressful, so please pass the worry and hassle on to us and we will make it simple and easy to get you back on the road as soon as possible.
Call on 01698 767 172 or visit notatfault.com. The link is in the description.
Fighting out of the G4 Studios, Scotland, Paul Bearchew Craig, Chris, the bad guy, Bungard, Ross Cooper. Presenting from the streets or in the shade, it's time for Leather Podcast.
Hello everyone, welcome to episode 7 of the Leather Podcast.
Hell yeah.
I'm Ross, Captain Stabbing, with Chris the bad guy Bungard, and Paul the Beardew Craig, just back from Las Vegas. What's happening?
How do you spell stabbing?
Stabbin.
Yes.
What a guy. I was going to get the wee captain's hat for the day.
It'd be brilliant.
See him in the story?
Obviously we'll get into you fighting, but when you fight, that needs to be your nickname. That fight name now.
Then bust an ass after. Bust a couple asses.
Who's the ring announcer for Scotland? Either Stuart or fucking John Lamb's got to shout Captain.
I hope it's Big Lamb.
I hope everyone knows.
Hey, how you
I
doing,
hope my
mate?
missus is sitting at the front. She's like, yeah.
That's my man. He does the stabbing.
That arse stretcher.
Phenomenal. What's going on?
Fucking
What he's been up to? I didn't know where to start. There's a million
might
topics.
start, mate.
There's a million topics this week. We've got loads.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
So obviously we could just come back for Vegas. So we'll start here.
I've nothing to talk about.
Why go for the Saturday? Why go for the Saturday morning? I'll run you. I'll run you through my event.
I've lost track of the days, mate. Honestly, what day is it today?
So what happened was, one of the guys from the UFC came up to me and said, "Would you be interested in doing like a little VIP meet and greet?" I was like, "Aye, why not?"
It's my job, really.
Aye.
Got to do it.
So obviously I remembered I was meant to do it, but Saturday morning I'd booked golf. And I know, going golfing in Vegas. So so what happens is we're in the golf cart and we start ripping beers. Right, this is at 7:30 in the morning. We start ripping beers, like in the shotgun beers. You ever shotgun a beer?
No, I'm a fully grown man, mate.
Well, yes, well, I was shotgunning beers. So what you do is you pierce a hole in it, open the tap, and then just let it all pour into your mouth. So it was like it was proper foam. It was like.
Is that the ones you spin them and do that?
No, you don't.
What are you putting holes in it with?
Oh, a can?
Like a key or something?
No, it was a golf tee.
Stabbing.
Golf tee into it. So anyway, that was happening. This is happening at 7:30 in the morning. I power through the golf. First 5 holes, I'm absolutely smashing it, feeling great. But we were also with these 2 guys who stay in Vegas. So it was like a 4-ball. So there was me, one of my managers, and these 2 guys. And
2 guys for the last of us.
Aye, listen. See, with the 5th hole, man, these guys must have been like these fucking arseholes, man, because we were literally, I wasn't giving a fuck anymore. I only played 9 because it was fucking going wild, right? I was steaming. Golf was an inconvenience to the drinking. So by the time I'd finished, I was to go and do this VIP thing. But I was already fucking pissed, and I never had enough time to go back home and get ready, or back to our hotel. So I rock up to this VIP event with a pair of shorts, a cut-off vest, right? And I go into this, and they're like, "Oh, we've been expecting you," but the red flag should have been right at the start when I seen the first guy, and he's got a suit on. I go into this VIP event, and everyone's wearing suits, aren't they? Everybody. And I'm rocking up there, looking like a fucking
You're here for a game of
idiot.
basketball.
Aye.
Plus drunk.
Plus honky tonk, man.
Were you proper pissed?
Oh, mate. So part of the thing was I was to go around, socialise with people and have a wee chat with them, right? Pissed. So I thought the only way I can go with this is get everybody else pissed.
Aye.
So I started. So it was a free bar, free food. Part of this experience, that's what the fans get. They get to talk to a UFC fighter. They get to get pissed with them. So I was just getting them all fucking wrecked.
Quality.
So it was like howler head, old fashions. I was like, oh, why don't we get these? So I had been drinking for that morning right the way through. Finished. I was meant to go into the event. Never made it to the event because I was that pissed. Because I stayed in this VIP room, just kept drinking.
UFC event, you mean?
Aye, so this was obviously this was attached to the UFC event. So you were in there with Adam. I was meant to be there, but I just kept drinking in this VIP room. Absolutely fucking.
Just with like fans.
Just with fans.
I mean, that's probably fucking better.
So I had some cool stories. We were talking to them, just having a bit of fun. The event finished, and then we ended up in Caesar's Palace. That's where we met. Like Adam and that had came out, and then we just kept on drinking.
Quality.
Kept on
So
drinking.
Paul didn't go to the show.
So you didn't you watched zero fights?
Watch 0 fights, mate.
Couldn't give a fuck.
Aye. Like,
Didn't care.
aye.
The fights were brilliant. The fights were class.
You got to see Hans Buller.
I was seeing Hans
Did you kick
Buller.
him?
No, he had his team with him. Couldn't get by all the Dagestanis. Rats.
The Dags.
Polite for what I normally
the
say.
first
about
time
them.
I seen him, he was getting carried like a baby. And I was just like, that's a bit weird. Just a grown man carrying.
degrading, yeah.
I think he's 20-year-old or something. But he is very small. Like a baby.
His penis.
I think my daughter's bigger than him, honestly. So the second time I seen him, he was walking like by as well. And I was like, I wonder if I could get a photo of me, like maybe kicking him or something. And then like build the next podcast on it now. Because the last one was like how much we didn't like him. Hatred.
Because he's Dagestani.
No, that's why I
I did this one the
like
last
South
time.
Park, like kick the baby, hike. You know what I mean? I think I could have cleared the cage.
So who was next to you at the event at the UFC?
They were behind me.
Oh, were they behind you?
Like,
Oh, aye, big time,
I
mate.
know.
Aye, Quinta.
I couldn't in that. So I remember like years ago, we bumped into Quinta and Matt Serra in Manchester at like 3 in the morning. And me and my mate Derek were blitzed, man. Pure grabbing Matt Serra. And I was fighting the next day. So we were all on Matt and he's like, oh, we're always fighting next day, like to give him a bit of like, I'm like, who gives a fuck about Al, you know what I mean? So it was end up like 10 years later, he's sitting behind me, and I was choking to tell him the story. You know what I mean?
Story. So
But they were all there for Marab,
Yep.
because he trains at Serra Longo. The guy in front of me, Kaladze, the Georgian guy, he was there with his like family, and Patchy Mix and stuff like him. Had just beat James Garker and his girlfriend, who was in the UFC as well. It was good. The fights, I didn't like the card, but every fight was brilliant. Davy Grant's finish was unbelievable.
that was impressive. I did see that.
So he grabbed the cage for like a second.
This is a big thing, eh?
Aye. And the ref took a point off him, and I was raging, so I was shouting. And I didn't realise until I was heavy shouting that everybody was wanting another guy to win, because it was Asansao, was it? He's the last fight. But I was heavy shouting, "You fucking idiot!" to the ref, and it was just all quiet. And it just sounded pure Scottish. Like everything I was shouting was Scottish, and everybody.
And the fact that you're like right in the front row
probably
didn't help.
Dana White and I just turning around like, what the fuck? No, I mean, everybody
Who is
was
this degenerate?
Everybody was staring, and
He's
like,
Paul Craig's friend.
and, like, it was
No, Paul Craig's twin.
It was like, oh, aye, we'll get to that. And it was like an hour later, Adam, who I was sitting with, was like, hey, that was funny when you started shouting at that ref here, man. It was heavy loud. And I was like, I sounded pure Scottish, didn't it? You fucking idiot. You fucking idiot. What are you doing? But fights were brilliant. The main event was class. Being so close to it, and like seeing Marab's output and Jan's defence to all the takedowns, and it made me tired just watching the cunts. But aye, then we bounced.
3 losses for Big Jan now.
Aye. We still go at it
Still
though. It's
fighting,
like,
still fighting the best of the
He's
best.
fighting the best guys.
they're close. I know that one wasn't close, but the other two were quite close, and he's still one of the best in the world, I think.
For sure.
But aye,
I picked Jan for it. I thought he was just
I bet
due a win.
I bet Jan as well.
I think everybody was pretty much the same. See, you were talking about Matt Serra. We met him in the elevator. Awkward as hell.
He is.
No. So I've obviously been in his podcast.
Aye.
He's aware of who I am.
He seems a cool guy.
Aye, and he's like, "Hey, Paul, man, nice to finally meet you." Like, I've not met him in person yet. So he's talking, and he's like, "This was the awkward part." He's like, "Can't wait to see you fight at the weekend." And I was like, Aye. It was just,
Just went with it.
I was in too far, man. He had no idea I was fighting. He's excited to see my fight, which is not happening. And it was just awkward as shit, man. And it was like, fuck, we're only in level 7 and we need to go to 18. Oh, what a rush.
Did you not have one of these like thingies? Like, awkward hand.
The handshake. Who did I do? Awkward
You know,
hand?
Matt Sarah, no?
Oh, it was as I left the hotel. Oh, fuck. I forgot about that.
The elevator.
He went to fist bump me. I went to shake his hand, and we
You
like
did
had
that?
we had a game of like
Rock,
so
paper,
I was like so he and I went this. Like touched his hand,
Closed
really,
that one.
like, really sensual. Just closed it over and then walked out. And then as I left, I was like, "Oh fuck." That was awkward.
See when you're talking about like, you're on the golf course and you just end up not giving a fuck. So it brought back that memory that I used to do. So see where I stay in Hollitown, there's just this big grass bit and then there's a bridge over the motorway and it's near the hill, but it's a motorway. So I used to just tee off on the motorway, right? Just as a wee guy, you know I'm thinking about it, how fucking dangerous that is. Just 100 boys right here on the motorway just trying to hit motors that were just driving.
Crazy fuck, man.
So one time we just turned and faced the hussies and so you get the hussies that's got half brick and half like it's like a plastic thing.
Aye.
If you hit it makes a loud noise. Just aim for the hussies. Right off this white bit, honestly. A full family came out. We're all trying to run with the golf clubs and all. I was like, son, it's still gamer, son. But now that I'm older, wiser, uglier, I now know like how dangerous that was if somebody's driving in the motorway and just gets up with hot motors. We definitely hot motors, man. We lost about 100 boys. But aye, that was
Wild. I was playing.
what a scummy wee bastard.
I
I
played
gave a
golf.
wee kid a doing once for that, like a boy. I was a man, eh?
You were a man.
A man, walked my dog, he hit a couple of golf balls at me and I just like walked across and I just pasted him, eh?
What age was this child?
Just backhanded him.
I don't know, mate.
Get the dishes done.
He was maybe 13 or 14.
Oh shit, man! You fucking scumbag.
Aye.
What?
Aye.
Did you not see him get my dad?
He
out,
did,
man?
his dad was a junkie, but he's dead now. So, and I ended up.
Poor boy's
my
got
miss-
nobody to look up to, man.
So the dad did actually confront me. My missus was mega heavy pregnant at the time, outside a chippy in South Queensferry. The fucking old man like confronted me, and I just kicked the shit out of him as well. It was like a pure defenceless.
Get the
smack.
pap out and so I can smash him
I
in 3
know.
generations.
My missus was just like,
Get a papa down.
my missus just like fucking stomach out to here with the wee man. This is how long ago it is. My son's nearly 12 now, so. And she's just like, for fuck's sake, Ross. I'm just like, hang on, fuck's sake.
You've seen him shit and you were fucking smashing balls into
you know-
the-
I was away though.
Do
He's
you know
a
what?
fucking man.
I was an adult, like about to have a child, and I was doing that. But the thing that really got me was he started shouting at me walking into the chippy, and because I was with her, I thought, I'm just going to ignore him. And the boy behind the till in the chippy started slagging me off because I did fuck all of it. And so I was like, oh fuck this, just went out and done.
clattered them. Right, talking about clattering,
Those
getting
were the
leathered.
days.
What are we talking about?
What?
We drop some knowledge on the boys.
Aye, busting onto OnlyFans.
Oh, busting
Maybe.
nuts.
Bust them.
Well,
That's to be
No,
decided.
I don't think
that's not what I'm talking about.
My fight. That was it.
Yeah, what about these cups, though, man?
I know.
These G4 claims cups.
I've got a fight in the works.
Right.
In the works. Waiting for everyone to agree. I've agreed. We've agreed.
Ross's community retirement.
Come out, have a wee fight in the
Dad bod squad.
Ice back.
Dad bod squad.
in the Woodburn Club for all the Edinburgh support. Come to the Woodburn Club. If you're not fair there, don't.
I fought there before.
Aye, mate,
My
it's
first
fucking
ever
quality.
Was that the one which got the wee stage?
Aye.
Aye, you fought the Brazilian boy.
Go down the stairs. Steps.
Aye, I remember it.
It's good.
I've
So
seen a few fights that place, man.
it's lost a few good men in there. Don't come down for fucking bother, because that's the thing. That it's a wild bit of town, eh? So don't fucking spoil it for
So
everyone.
this is going to be
20
your next adventure, and it's going to be when?
28th of May.
Right, so we've got a few months.
So I
And-
think that's about 10, 11 weeks. It's a Sunday as well.
And what your plan is to run a sort of training diary.
So you can watch along. We're just trying to work out now what platform it's going to be on.
So you're going to see a full pro MMA fight in action, all the training, all the nutrition, all the chin-ups you do, all the young boys you batter out in the street.
That's it.
But is that for the subscribers, or is that for
I think
people wanting the extra content?
I think it's going to be extra content.
We'll make that. We'll probably. For the people who want to see it, not everybody tunes in to see that.
Exactly, not everybody wants to see.
For the people who want to see that, cool. We'll get some sessions in. We've got some places we can train together and stuff like that. So I'm looking forward to it.
You'll be fighting out of your leathered.
That's what I was going to say. This will be the first leathered fighter we've had.
I'll have it on the walkout t-shirt and everything. I'm not giving a fuck. Aye.
The leathered boys, and
I
then we'll be in the corner.
Fighting out the G-Force.
Fighting with the G-Force shoot because I
You need to get Bruce Buffer.
Don't use the Bruce one. He's already called him.
Aye,
I didn't really have a home.
yeah.
So I'm a bit.
Hey mate, you boys both know you're welcome at a higher level.
Oh no, but
No, I don't want staff, bro.
aye, so 10, 11 weeks, 28th of May. It's a Sunday. Forza show in Edinburgh, Woodburn Club. Try to think what other details. Guy's all right, looks the part, covered in tattoos.
But
That
it's
makes
not.
you
It's not 100% yet.
not 100%. Just waiting on.
Do you think the guy will take it, or is he a shite bag?
I think he'll take it. I think he'll take it.
What's his record?
7-4 or 4-7. I can't remember. I think it's 7-4. But then
It means nothing.
I went on one of his. I watched one of his fights last night, and it said the fight was only 2 months ago, and it had him doing his 4-4, and you're just like, oh, it's got to be one of these ones, where the guy's actually like 25-4.
Aye,
So
I've told the story about Sean Lomas, isn't it, the first time I met. So the first time I ever met
he's got to
Sean.
have had 150 fights.
Oh, it was fucking hilarious. So the story is, he comes into the, he just fights every weekend for money. He goes out and puts on a performance. Says he doesn't want to lose, and his record, like, it's.
He's got a good first round.
Aye. And he was like, so we were sitting just in my hand wrapped, and he goes, "Can I have some tape to wrap my hands?" I was like, "Aye." So I assumed he was going to put on like some bandages and that kind of shit. Nah, literally old school, wrapped it up and just went out and fucking smashed this boy and come back. And I went, so I was telling James Doolan about this. And James is like, "I've got an even better one." He didn't know, so James didn't know him and he didn't know James. And he asked, he's like, "Listen, no, he's like, can you watch my son while I go out and fight?"
Oh, Jesus.
Oh, yeah, fuck.
I know. And James is like, "Aye, so..."
How'd you say no?
Aye, so James and that, he says, "I didn't even know the wee boy and I'm trying to talk to him." So
Sell him in the black market.
Do you like the PlayStation?
Smell this cloth.
So there was that. There was a lot of fucking van. Boom. You sick fuck. So that was the Wild West days at MMA, wasn't it?
You're only laughing because you were thinking.
Right, that's.
You alright there?
I'm alright.
Would you fight Sean Lomas?
I fight his son. I'm not fighting Sean Lomas. Guy's had about 1,000 fights.
Aye, but he's got like 1,000 losses.
I'm scared of black guys. They always look so mean, eh? They do, mate. You never think.
No, because I'm not a racist.
That's no right. I'm being complimentary.
Oh, they look mean?
Aye, they look mean.
How's that
mate.
complimentary?
Do you never just see a black athlete and just assume he's good? Because he's black.
Because he's explosive.
Aye.
Aye.
No.
When they say
Never.
Never.
You never just you see two boxers walk out. You've never seen either
One's
of them.
black, one's white, and you're like, black guy's going
Put
to
my
win.
money on the black guy. Never.
Never, man. What about like
Young Jamie, you ever done that? Just
You bet on the black guy.
bet on the colour of somebody?
I've never bet on AMD.
No. In future, two boxers, you didn't know either of them. Black guy.
I'll test that theory.
So what else happened this week in Vegas, mate? We'll swiftly move on there.
I didn't do much, to be fair.
Why? Tell me, what were you doing instead?
I was in my bed wanking.
And how? Divulge.
Divulge.
What, you doing this?
So basically, I just trained and then I didn't party. Who goes to Vegas and doesn't drink? Is gay.
Fight camp, Chris.
So it was tough because they were enjoying themselves at all these good clubs and shit, and I just went to bed basically.
Get high.
Wake up at like 5 a.m, go a fucking
at the
run,
roof.
go a run.
Chris also decided to be a drug runner as well.
Aye,
The mule.
I went and got hundreds of joints and edibles and then took them home. So
How?
In his bag.
In my bag.
How ballsy is that?
So he printed the stickers for the bags, right? And he stuck
Said
them on.
my details.
So it wasn't until we were like
I wasn't picking up his bag.
going for the departure lounge. I was like, I've got a lighter in my bag and the edibles and that. And he's like, oh, fuck's sake. And I was like, you put your name on the sticker, so in case like they maybe pull you and say about your bag, just say it's my bag right away. And this is like, aye. It's like, he's got to be twitching it there. The pole's just stoning me a UFC bag. Mr. Craig, come this way.
How ballsy is that?
Did they pull you? No.
No.
No, man. Did it, but see the way you are, they definitely went through my bag because I had protein in that. Mm-hmm. And I think, what's what I
Seen it on the X-ray.
Basically, on the way home, my bag, I bought a proper 12, I had joints, edibles, whatever, and it wasn't touched.
Did you have a signed bottle of Proper 12?
No, I don't.
I seen Adam had a signed bottle of Proper 12.
No.
Signed by who?
Connor. Hey, my friend Connor. So Adam went and seen him spar. That was pretty cool.
Did
He went with Matt. So
Can you say much about it? Can you say much about it?
I don't think he can.
No.
No.
Who's he sparring with? Can you say?
No. No like to say. No.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Is it a big name?
Could be. So Connor asked like the vast majority of fighters to go over and meet him, didn't he? He was like, it was one of the things that he was part of the management were saying, oh, you want to go and meet Connor? I'm not interested in meeting Conor McGregor.
Nah.
Like, it would probably go Conor McGregor, then Hans Buller. That's how much in that order. I'm not really interested about going to meet him. So they'd obviously said that. You did go and meet him, but you've obviously had previous with Conor before.
Who would you go and meet?
Michael Chandler. Nah, did you see his little hobbit ass?
We've seen Chandler,
He's fucking tiny, man.
I trained with Moreno as well.
I fucking see him.
Even
That's right.
smaller.
I get some cool pictures of you.
Aye. He's a flyweight champ, but he was too small.
Oh, I saw him in the videos actually.
Too small for us.
So a kind of cool experience, like getting to like train in the same mat as these guys, having a few roles with them, all that kind of stuff's like amazing. Once in a lifetime opportunity. Adam was jizzing in his pants, like he was
loving everything.
He's like, thanks very much for the best week of my life.
Aye.
It
is
like,
cool,
and that's the thing. I definitely don't appreciate it as much. Like going to meet Conor McGregor or going into these nightclubs and just getting like chaperoned to like a VIP point, which is like, I do know it's cool, but I just doesn't sit. I'm not down with it.
It's even when I went with you though, like it isn't missed on you. I wouldn't be doing this otherwise. Do you know what I mean? It is cool. It is a big thing, but I suppose for you, like it's quite going to Vegas is no big deal.
I know, as I said, I'm back out. I'm back out next month.
Is that for PFL?
That's for PFL. So one of the things that when we were at the PI doing these testing, my numbers are frightening.
I saw Adam putting up videos about it, saying it was the best numbers.
This not only did I smash all my previous numbers because I've been like 3 times before, so smashed all them. But we set a
Mate,
new.
you put up good numbers. Fucking pished.
I know.
When we were there.
So the Thursday night, we ended up in a club. I think it was called Zook. We went to see a band called like I can't remember. Anyway, nightclub partying. And what I didn't want to do, I didn't want to be pissed. So I only had 2 beers. So I decided to take edibles rather than, because I thought, if I take edibles, it means I can get up the next morning and be fresh as a daisy. So I went down to Fremont Street, popped 1 edible. Didn't really do much. Decided to pop 2.
Did the legendary? That was pish.
Because I was like, popped the second one. So Chris comes into the restaurant where we were sitting, and he was like, I literally walked in and you were just fucking spaced out your tits. Like, no. But the same again, went to
Putting the food over your shoulder and that.
Went to this nightclub, stoned out my box, man. Eyes were like this, couldn't even see, and just was like that lighty goodness again, mate. Lights are my friend.
And then you trained the next day.
And then went and done my VO2 max.
And how was it? You're going to
Smashed
say
it. I fucking killed it, man. I was
Broke
like
the record, didn't you? Broke
aye.
the record for like heavyweight.
For my VO2 max.
Aye. Who was the record? Oh, they didn't tell
can't
you.
tell me.
I remember that. Because they can't. I remember the time we went, they were like, you're in the top 3, but we can't tell you if you're in 1, 2. We can't tell you if you're 1, 2, or 3, and we can't tell you who the other 2 are.
Aye. So the maximum, I was I was the guy for VO2. I also done 6 seconds alactic. No, it's not alactic. It's ATP-PC energy output, and I smashed that. So the guy was
That's
like
phosphocreatine for people who don't know.
What's the VO2 testing, just for the listeners?
So the VO2 is pretty much your maximal output of energy. So what they do is they start off at like an easy pace, and every minute.
What you on a salt bike?
Aye, so they up it. It can be done on a treadmill as well, but they up until you get to the point where the body can't bring in enough oxygen to fuel the muscles, because that's what it comes down to, and that would be your VO2 max, which would be how much energy your body uses at that precise moment. You've got a mask on that's measuring what your body produces, or what it's like, its main energy system being like, if it's fat, protein, carbohydrates. My body just runs on carbs all the time.
And was that to failure?
That was to failure. To the point of, and the worst thing they do, so you hit that and you get to your absolute maximum, and you've got to do another 3 minutes at an easier pace, but you want to be sick because your body's like, so there's all this lactic acid, and you can breathe out quite a lot of it through respiration, but there comes a point where the body just can't deal with it, stays in the muscles, and your body's just like, we need to get this out somewhere.
Chucks it.
So it tries to spew it out, and then you've got to do it with this mask on. And I just wanted to rip my mask off, so I'm like, fucking gone hell for leather on this bike. Horrible. But see, when I jumped off, they were buzzing at their tits with the numbers, and then they take all the information, and we sat down and had like a proper meeting and a table like this, and the guys run through all their different areas.
We slideshow.
So I'm at the point in my life where I'm like, I'm fit as fuck. They done all the cognitive tests on my brain. Same again, smashed everything. Done all the movement drills.
That's always going to be your real fear, eh? Because you can go and get a new knee. You can get a surgery for a new knee or a fucking. But your brain, it's no coming. Once it's gone, that's it.
My whole range of motion as well.
End up like Simple Jack.
Nobody wants to be a Vander Holyfield, eh? Do you know what I mean, though? I'm just kidding on you, didn't say it. I'm like, he's not said that.
So anyway, range of motion in all my joints is perfect. So there's very...
Were you worried it wasn't?
No, I knew it was good, because I always look after myself. But that's like a precursor. If you can't move well,
for sure,
then there's a precursor for injury to happen. So I've not got any injury likelihood to happen. I'm able to push my body to like massive lengths. And my heart rate, I was impressed with the heart rate. Did you see that? My body's ability, so my heart rate stays low as possible. So it was lower than everybody else who's ever done these tests in the PI, but get better numbers in them. How cool is that? That's because my body's able just to deal with the pressure. Did we ever speak about the time on the podcast where I big dogged you? I've never big dogged Chris ever. Right?
About weight cutting,
but he's in this. We're Bellator. And Chris's weight cuts have always been, he likes to struggle in the trenches, and we're in these wee like fucking zip suits, and Chris had maybe been in for about, what do you reckon it was time wise?
I remember.
He watched like a whole thing. So
we were meant
to stay in for like 20 minutes, 15 minutes.
The wee portable ones.
Because that was during COVID, eh? So you couldn't use fucking saunas and stuff.
So we're in this wee. It was in a wee cubicle, right? And I've never ever done it to you, Chris. And it was just this point. He's like, I'm getting out. And I'm like, no, you're fucking no. I'm like, you've only been in for 10 minutes.
No,
and he's like,
you lied to me.
I didn't realise I'd lied to him, right?
I watched a full UFC fight in front of me, and give it walkouts, round breaks, interviews, and then they said I'd only been in for 10 minutes. I'm like, this fight's about 20 minutes.
The timer had fucked on the wee like,
and I was looking at Michael and Brian and him. So I fucking lied to me, and I was raging, man.
So I genuinely had no idea that the timer had broke until after it. But you're like, I'm getting it. I was like, are you fucking it? And he's like, you're fucking ripping the piss. And I said, Chris, I've fucking been in your weight class before. Fucking listen to me. Right? And then you went like, fuck you. And then just sat there. And I was like,
to be fair,
it worked.
I made weight.
Aye, it worked. So I done the exact same thing to Nathan.
But about the puddles when I came out.
I was fucking it. Like,
did it work well, those wee tests?
Aye, as long as. So the way.
I've got one in the house. I've got a real son as well, but I've got a wee portable one.
As long as you can get the body temperature up to the point of sweating, so I think it's like 38 degrees.
I've always preferred
It's
the
just
bath.
like the steam for inside has got a wee bulk thing.
the bath is always like, I just find the bath so much easier.
Aye.
Like a sauna just feels like a pure ordeal.
It
eh?
dries it for you.
What about
Aye.
when we came off the plane in Vegas and I had fans waiting for me?
Oh, that was cool, wasn't it?
So,
It was.
I mean-
It was funny when the guys like Chris Bungard,
Aye.
and you're like, "How do you know me?" like he was trying to start fighting him.
American guy that was working at the airport, like we were getting our bags because we went to the wrong baggage place, and this guy just got to Chris Bungard, and I was just like, it's like see the bit in Heat where the woman's asking Robert De Niro, the woman's asking Robert De Niro what book he's reading, and he's like, "Why are you so interested in me, lady?" Like, about book about metals, and that, and he's like, "Aye, I know you, not like." Who are you? Who sent you? Know like, just look at this guy's like,
This poor guy's trying to give a compliment.
He's like, no, I'm a fan. Chris Bungard. I'm like, I was like, "Wow, this guy knows him. Man." Just weird because it was like in the other side of the world. Not I mean.
So I fucked up my ESTA as well. What was that like? We get to the airport Monday morning, and we
Put it in the machine and it's got the cross.
no, I go up, hand her my
New
passport,
passport.
Oh, for
and
fuck's sake.
so my ESTA should have ran till June, but because I got a new passport, it cancelled.
need a
And I had
new
no
one.
idea.
Right at the desk, man.
Took us an hour to get an
Some
ESTA.
lad there, didn't he wave you away?
And I was like, Chris, I'll be there. You got on that plane,
But,
and I'll see you. Maybe not today.
Could you
maybe
not just
tomorrow?
Could you not just have been like,
To be fair, like
let me in?
it's like
Let me in.
it can take an hour.
It said 72 hours is
Or
the aye. Took an hour, bang on an hour, man. Bump went right back up to the desk, and we strolled off to Vegas.
Aye.
But I suppose if you're coming for like the UK, it's not a big.
Well, I've had visas and all that kind of stuff,
Aye.
but it was just a travel essay because we weren't actually working out in the States.
It was cool to be in the Apex. Obviously, the PI's right beside the Apex. But I jumped down to see the guys who used to train me in Ireland, Keane Cowley, Sergey, the wrestling coach, because they're all there, part of Connor's team.
So how do they? Sorry to jump in here, but how did they get to go there after they got in bother?
Aye, I don't know about Keane, man. He was
Because he was a.
he's
a bit of a naughty boy.
He was a frontliner with McGregor and the Brooklyn thing. But so it was good to see them all. I hadn't seen them in about 4 years or something. Sergey was buzzing. Seen like people for the other coaches he brought in, like Tristan, like the nutritionist guy and that. So I was like, I'll just wait for Connor because he was the last one to come. Everybody's here training and all, obviously late. You know, he goes, I'm like, aye, that'll be a Connor then.
Was he rock
And
up in? What was his vehicle?
The big it was a Ferrari.
I bet you do.
So he comes in like thick. He's just looking. He's like,
It looks like a different guy, doesn't
aye. He's like, Chris, what the fuck are you doing here? Must have thought I was like you were there to train because it was like lightweights and the Ultimate Fighter. So like he came by, like shook my hand but cuddled me, and I was like grabbed round about him. I'm like, fucking hell, man, you're actually thick as fuck. And he's just like, how's your family and stuff? Like, hi, how's your family? And I was like, pure. I was just here to say alright to you, and then I was just bouncing away, man. And everybody just swarmed him. Oh, you've got a interview with Megan Levy, Connor, we need you to sign this. And he's just like, oh, I'm here to train the team. Then I'm going to shower. Then I'm going to do a workout. Then I'm maybe see, and they're just standing there. I was just like, it must be horrible for him. Constantly
Getting pulled.
people want his attention and that.
Especially in a place like Vegas, eh?
I've
That's
also-
where the famous people go.
I've also
yeah.
one thing though, he was at the hockey last night with the Rangers, New York Rangers. He was in New York, like holding the shirt up, and I was like, but he went to the Bruins game the last time, we'd done the same. I'm like, you can't do that. You can't go to the Bruins and, you know what I mean? You need to pick your team.
So we had been
Fuck the
invited
Rangers.
to the Knights, the hockey.
I saw it,
hockey
aye.
team, that is.
Chris was, I'm no going there.
For what? The
For
Knights?
the hockey's like, I'm not a fucking Knight.
Oh, I said I would have went.
Like it's some mad Rangers Celtic king.
Aye.
No, like, I've not been to a Bruins game yet, and I didn't want my first hockey game in America to be with another team, not mean the Las Vegas Knights, who are quite rivals with the Bruins sometimes. But it turned out that they weren't even playing at home, they were
I
playing
know they
away,
were.
so we could never went.
Oh, really?
Aye.
Aye.
So, Will and Paul went to play golf. I went to shoot some guns.
Aye.
Aye, and I had this mad woman, she looked like Lara Croft, right, with a big ass. She had a big ass.
And then you thought, I'm just going to fucking Alec Baldwin her
I'm
right in
going
the
to,
puss.
I am going to shoot a load in her.
So, aye, pretty much.
Alec Baldwin did it, mate.
So she
I've
had
been
like,
obsessed
you see
with this,
like the straps on the thighs be like, you hold
The-
the guns.
the
in.
holsters.
Aye, she had all of that. But I went there last time, shot guns last time through COVID, so I knew the place and that. And I'm like, they're like, what did you do the last time? I done a zombie hunt package. I had all these guns, but I had the shotgun in it, so that's the only reason I wanted it. And they're like, oh, we don't do the zombie hunt anymore. I was like, whatever man's got a shotgun, just give me that package. It was like $200 or whatever. And honestly, that's my favourite gun. If I was allowed guns here, it would be the pump shotgun. I had like the AKs, the M16s. I shot some assault rifles as well and the Glock, but I was just pumping away the shotgun, just blowing everything to fuck.
Just pumping and loading.
This bird's trying to take pictures of me. Like the guns were empty, and she's like, "Don't turn around, man."
I know,
like,
it's weird, isn't it?
You emptied the gun, bitch. You know what I mean?
You emptied the gun, and then he took, and then he emptied the gun. Did you get it? Hey.
Six finger stinger.
See when I went to Vegas,
Captain
when I shot guns in Vegas, we had got like a freebie, because I had used the name of Paul Craig and Chris Bungard, MMA fighters, and they gave us. Chris Bungard wasn't there. It was Jordan Strong. It was Jordan Strong, and he took pictures. And on this place, there's
Tagged
pictures.
him.
Aye,
He looks nothing like that guy.
They wrote the name on it.
he wrote the name on it. He signed it as Chris Bungard, and there's a
Quality.
picture of him up there.
So they offered is the Dirty Harry gun, a big long one,
Aye.
and the
Magnum.
Magnum, what?
357.
The one out of, is it an Eagle? Oh, is that
Desert Eagle.
Desert Eagle?
Oh, that's a
so it's
big
like the
thing,
one out of Snatch. Big King, but I didn't shoot the Desert Eagle, but I shot the Dirty Harry. It's actually called the Dirty Harry gun.
So I shot the Desert Eagle before. See the fucking recoil on it. See the first time I went to shoot guns. See, he'd pick a gun up. I just picked it up and like held it like a marksman. And they're like, no, 2 hands. And I was like, fuck. I've seen the movies.
2 hands, lean
Aye.
forward in the middle.
Aye.
Eh? Bum, bum.
See the
I've seen-
films where they've got 2 AKs. I'm like Ben Stiller in what's that film? Tropic Thunder.
Tropic Thunder.
Where he's doing that, like, that's just impossible.
That's
When I was
what
doing
I-
the AK, it was like fucking just lifting you up.
I spotted the Glocks. I'm like 50 cent, eh?
I like the Glocks because it's more accuracy, you know what I mean?
Handy for the hoose and that.
Aye.
Jordan,
Ideal.
we shot the Barrett rifle, and the kickback hit Jordan that much that it knocked him out. He was like, that knocked me out there. Like it's some fucking recoil on it. The guy was holding Jordan's back, like pushing into him, so he didn't move back.
I fired, when I went once, I fired the MP5 and the guy, I was like, fucking hell, that's some bit of kit. And the guy was like, yeah, that's what I've got at home. And I was like, for fucking what? Like, just on the off chance some cunt bursts in here.
You might make sure they're dead.
Aye. Like, is it no? I don't know. Americans.
So there's a massive card on Saturday in London.
I know.
Actually, I think there's good money to be made for it because
Are you going down?
I'm going down. I'm
Okay.
heading down the Friday. I'll be there the Saturday. Maybe do some VIP, get fucking smashed again.
Yeah.
we're
Wear shorts and t-shirt. That vest.
That's the worst thing in the world, man.
Nah. I'd be like, who would you rather go up to?
But I think there's a lot of money to be made in it. Like obviously, but
Who do you like?
gamble safely.
Gamble responsibly.
I like Usman. I like Usman to win
Do you
the title.
think so? I
Aye.
don't know, man.
I hope.
I
Obviously,
think
I
Edwards- I
would
think
love
Edwards is
Leon
gonna
to
do
win again, but I think Usman will probably just grind him out 5 rounds.
If you're thinking betting with your head, eh?
Aye.
I mean, like, see if I was going to put a vast amount of money on that, I wouldn't touch it. That's not the fight I would touch.
Obviously, I fancy Chris Duncan, finished by knockout. I'd
Right.
put your money on that. Gunnar Nelson,
Submission.
possibly. There's the new Patterson guy who trains with Charlie Leary down in England. He's good. He's very good.
Aye, he's just coming off the
Contenders.
The contenders,
Aye.
isn't he? He's one of John
I
Gooden's
think.
guys.
Is
Are you
it,
picking Gunner because you like him, though?
no?
He's
No.
favourite to win.
I think
he
he'll
is,
beat him.
he is
I think he'll beat
favourite.
this guy. Was it?
I was looking today.
Barra. He's,
Fucking hell, that's
Makwan, who's he fighting?
he's fine. Jack Shore, but
Yeah.
this is Jack Shore's first fight at featherweight because he was a bantamweight. 2 great wrestlers.
Aye.
Makwan just he tires too much in the later rounds. Maybe the end of the second.
Who would you bet? Sure.
I don't know. It's a tough one. I think it could go the distance. Makwan could maybe take the first 2 rounds. Shore could come strong in the third. I think that's the way it's got to go. I do fancy is it Fazil to beat Gaethje.
Aye.
That's a tough one. But
I thought that too.
Gaethje's tough, but I think Fazil's got to be too slick for him.
It's unusual as well to see like somebody like Gaethje coming over to
Aye.
UK.
I know
It's like,
it's
what's
some
The
card.
card's
Aye.
brilliant. Top to bottom.
It is really good.
Mokaev, You've got Jan Calderwood. She's got a tough fight.
Aye.
I think Casey's got a tough fight. She's fighting Maya. That could be. She could lose that fight. That's a tough one. So she's coming back off a layoff as well for the injury. And
I always
her first
find
fight in kind of a home soil. I know she's Scottish, but went to Australia.
I think she was choking for the fight in London. We'd seen her in the PI, didn't we?
Aye, just as she was leaving.
Joe
Casey O'Neill.
Casey O'Neill. I find it
Neil Laird's cousin.
Aye.
Wild.
I find it hard not to not pick the home fighter. Eh? It doesn't matter. Like, I'm always like, no, Usman's not going to win. Usman, are you fucking mad? Like, I just can't help it. I always lean toward, and I've always done it. I just like to see Scottish, especially, but British, and even up to you. If I see a European fighting an American, I still want to see the European get the win. Yeah. I've just always been that way. Eh?
The promo for it is unbelievable. See the Leon Edwards corner, like that's goosebump shit.
How many times have we talked about that though?
Honestly,
with the fucking headshot bang, you've got that 2 seconds just to say the right thing.
And then he's just like, I said I couldn't do it. Down to now, and he's on the phone to his mum. Sorry. And it's beautiful.
It's
beautiful.
Good,
and then the commentary, the timing of the commentary was brilliant. The head kick. It was just like, this is the sport. This is why we love it. But I do think, I want him to win, but I think Usman will maybe get his belt back.
I just hope it's like trying to be, if I'm trying to be doing the middleweight, I just hope it's entertaining. I hope that Usman doesn't just try and grind. Do you know what I mean?
I don't think he'll be able to grind. I don't think he'll be able to grind, Leon.
I don't think he will. I think it'll be a very intimidating atmosphere for him.
Here's the thing: would you like to have seen Leon fighting Masvidal?
Yes, for sure.
Here's another thing. Just as I add that, did you hear Chris Duncan talking about Masvidal?
No.
George?
No.
Call him George.
Big George.
Big George.
Jorge?
Aye.
Jorge Philopoulos?
Aye, I got a few rounds with George Masvidal.
Aye.
Oh, Chris.
G stuff. Chris, some boy. All the best to him, Chris. Come on, lad.
If I was the UFC, that's the fight I would have made.
You can't, though.
I don't think George wanted it.
You can't, because next thing, if you want a fight, what do you do then? You just walk through the back and chin the boy.
No. But then he's still in that top echelon of.
Oh no, I'm not
division.
disagreeing. But what I'm saying is the precedent it sets.
He's fighting Burns, isn't he?
Aye.
Burns.
So if you want a fight, all you do is you walk through the back when the guy's giving an interview, go, fuck you looking at, just punch him in the pass. And that's it. You get a fight that way.
I guess
so I think, I do too.
You don't? Because he's no good.
But that's why I think the UFC couldn't do it. Because they were like, oh, can he do this?
I would like to see it because the promo would be amazing as well.
Aye.
And I think it's a much easier fight as
now
Leon Edwards being a champ.
Leon would piece him up.
I think Leon would make short work of him now for sure. At that time, Masvidal was he was riding that wave. But I think that's a different Masvidal now, especially.
We Georgie boy, you.
It's just hard not to like Leon, and he just is never caught.
Vittori's fighting.
He's quite low down on the card.
We seen him in
PI.
Was it the PI? No, I'm sure I went. What was the gym I went to? Couture MMA.
Oh, he was there. He was in the PI.
Was it the PI?
Aye. He was training. I had the bag beside him, and then he was beside me in the physio bench.
I seen he's been doing.
That's what it was.
He's been doing a lot over in Thailand as well. Eh?
We were why it was the best thing. Can you remember a couple of episodes ago we were slagging big El Latifis and the horse?
Oh my god!
So we were getting ripped in about him about that poor horse and then put down all that kind of stuff.
What's the chances of that?
He walks in.
No, we end up having to share the fucking sauna with him.
We're in the hot pool and the cold pool with him.
Aye, we're talking about him and it was
all right,
like,
gold teeth.
I know he's got a gold grill in the bottom, man, looking badass. So
he had these metal like cufflinks on in the water, like a Roman general.
He looked like the genie for Aladdin. Like these fucking gold cuffs.
He was talking about his horses and his dogs, and I was just sitting there thinking that we were ripping the cunt out of you last week.
I know.
Was he being nice?
And well,
he's
look, we know
guy,
because we know him, we've trained with him, and so I'm just talking to him, asking him how he's doing, and he was obviously telling me about that he's moved out there, so he just stays in Vegas. But what he's done is he does his own strength and conditioning in the PI. And he was like, these guys don't know what they're talking about. The guys at the PI and Latifi, and I'm like, well, fucking look at the size of you, son.
I know. And I was like, what about the food? He's like, the food can be better as well. He's like, just not enjoying
just ripping the place. But what he's done is he's set up his own wee camp. He's brought out a few guys, and he just basically lives in Vegas, uses the PI to spar, do all his training there, and they bring in a wee team.
You would though.
I know.
If
where is he now?
This is where he trains, just in Vegas.
Is he heavyweight now?
Heavyweight. You want to see the size of his arse?
So,
Want to see the size of his dick?
who'd be his team then?
Yucca.
It's just himself.
Just like get his missus to corner him with it.
No, he's got like a couple of boys there who are doing the
Just
damage.
like his bros who are training as well.
Pretty much, aye.
That's quality. Like what we're doing.
So then that means he's able to control his whole camp. He's able to have guys that he knows how to train with, and he's like, I'll maybe go to a few different gyms and get some hard sparring. Maybe the guys I'm working with predominantly, or the guys in my team. I'm like, in a middleweight.
So what was on the Saturday night of the UFC as well? So the UFC was held in the
Virgin Hotel.
the Virgin Hotel, which
Why?
was a great venue because the Apex was getting used for the first ever slap league.
And what did they call the fighters? Slappers,
No,
hilarious.
so they were sharing the hotel.
I find
with
it
us.
hilarious.
Got birds doing it.
So they were sharing
There is. There's birds in it.
They were sharing the hotel. with
So
us,
every time they refer to the fighters as slappers, I went, and then because they don't call, that's not what they call slappers out there.
Nah. It's hose.
So we were sharing a hotel with some of them, and some of them were getting pictures with fans, and they were doing that. The slap pose. The fighters do this. They're like, I will slap you. So the commentator was who?
Michael Bisping, and that's what he was telling us. He gets a lot of shit for it because he's giving it credibility.
So do you know who catches the guys when they get slapped?
Absolutely
Knocked out?
hilarious, absolutely brilliant. It's big Forrest
Forrest
Whitaker.
Gr-
Forrest Whitaker. That's how he never catches him. He's getting squid.
The last king of Scotland.
Anyway, Forrest
Griffin, the man who fucking. This is what I don't like about it. The man who basically
It's UFC.
put the UFC in a map with the Ultimate Fighter finale. Now catches people that get slapped and knocked out. Just like, I know he does a lot in the PI. He's actually runs the PI. He helped Paul,
Did you go?
Paul getting all the data.
Did he
and all.
slap? No.
So-
Mate, but that was
slappery.
fucking steaming.
I seen it because when I went to see Connor, they were filming in there.
We were having dinner.
So the big
And it was
TV.
going down. Like,
Aye. I was watching it on the TV, but they were in the room beside me.
So I had one of the things, they'd brought in these two YouTubers. They used to be like NFL players, big fucking dudes. They're on my Instagram.
Apparently they were funny, man, but
nah.
Apparently.
man,
So anyway, they were doing some
like a
slap
fire
stuff.
orphanage, man.
So what they Sean Lomassi's when you get kidnapped funny.
That's how funny they were.
So anyway, they had asked us. They asked me to do a few bits and bobs with them, part of their stuff. So it was to test a slap, and it was only getting like
They've got a big podcast, though.
they
haven't
have
they?
eyes big. Barstool.
What's her name?
Barstool, is it?
What, the boys or something? Was it? Big boys.
Bussing with the boys.
Bussing with the boys.
Bussing the nut.
Where did I see that?
They had Shane,
Probably on
they had
Instagram.
Shane Gillis and that on there,
Aye.
and Bert Crouch.
So anyway, we were to slap the cube that measures how much force you can put out,
I
right?
seen you doing it.
So I think it was like 35,000 was the number I could generate for a slap. And people are like, "Oh, you wouldn't I wouldn't want slapped in the face for." I think it's 2 and 2 they get paid. $2,000 to show up, $2,000 to fucking win, right?
Honestly.
So
But if you didn't go first, you're going to lose.
Some of them look like basically they've been slapping their missus back home, know what I mean? That's like,
I've been slapping titty all my life.
like, how did you get good at that? 'Cause I slap my woman, know what I mean?
Because
If the dinner's no hot,
I get it. Hard work. Blue collar men.
Would you take a slap?
Ross would break the record.
Would you take a slap for $2,000?
Aye, mate. I've just had to pay for my kitchen so I could do something.
Right then,
man.
let's see if we
No,
can sort it out. Let's see if we can sort it out. Fuck the fight.
Some cunt wants to slap for 2 Gs.
No, we'll see about doing it on Slap League.
Oh, $2,000.
Aye.
No, too low.
Too low. What's your
10.
number?
Do they
10
test?
10 and 10.
Do they
Yeah.
drug test?
I don't think they do, mate. I don't think you sad as that fucking bothered about it.
I'm in. I'm just going to get numb.
I've got 305,000 subs. That Bussing with the boys.
Is it?
Yeah, quite a big deal.
I seen a hat or a t-shirt. Was it you?
But they were like-
Did you have a hat or something?
No, they had one.
They were like, these guys are funny. And they weren't funny, man.
Nah.
So anyway,
I didn't think they were funny, but they're funny.
as I was saying,
Paul, would that get funny?
35,000 was the
Don't think
number. 35,000 was the number I got on the for the slap. See when I done a right hook, 75,000. So it's not even fucking close, man. Not even close. And they've got to stand in a box stance, like, you know, so their legs are square. They're not allowed to be split to generate more force.
See, as soon as I see the fucking hands behind the back, I'm just like, oh.
Nice.
How can this go any other way?
Hey, I'm on the party line, mate.
Are they needing a boy, like?
Let's. Do you want to see if we can hook up and get Ross to get slapped? We could be his corner.
I'll do it for fucking a bit of banter and a trip to Vegas.
Like, how do you do a fight camp for that?
So what we do is we slap
Showing
him.
up,
Don't know, mate,
10
just
o'clock, 5
fucking
o'clock,
turn
with
up.
slapping bags.
You had the pad. You had the
Then at
pad.
night slapping your bitch.
I'll put a goalie glove on. Just fucking slap it a few times. Mate, aye.
And then how do you prepare for getting slapped?
See
in
the
the
guy.
face?
You didn't, mate. You just
See the
get
guy that goes up
flatlined.
to it, that Forrest
Hope to catch you.
I love Forrest's face in them.
Pure brace.
I
I
know.
know the guy that was getting slapped.
Have you seen the two girls that done it?
I'd shut my eyes.
Mr. Bean, brace yourself.
Did they shut that? Can you shut your eyes? Aye, you do have to keep your eyes open.
Can you
like
shut
that.
your eyes?
Oh, I shut my eyes.
So listen, this is what I found out when I was at the Apex. So it can go to a decision, right?
Oh.
So it's three slaps each. A title fight is 5. 3, 5 and 5. So they're judges that watch movement, flinching,
Slap ability.
power, stuff like that. So it can go to a decision, because
So
the
you
one
just-
I watched in the telly went to a decision.
Did it?
And I was buckled, mate.
How do you? That's the thing. I know you get
We
hands.
took
in.
3 of the best. Not
Surely
me.
we'd just go whoop. Just let it pass you.
I bet your
I
face
think
is
there's-
some fucking.
Aye, the
neck
boys end up
after.
fucking. We seen a few of them, man. They look fucking.
He
I
bruised
mean, they
to
already
fuck.
look like pieces of shit
Aye.
anyway. Hey, Skeeter. Hey, Skeeter.
look
My
like-
face is sore.
They
Drinks
definitely look
Monster.
like they fuck their sister or some shit like that.
But see, the thing is, they're sponsored by Monster. Like the headliners get a fucking Monster. Like, what the fuck?
Mate, I'm gay, mate. If we go over and they need a boy, just fucking be like, Ross will
I think
fly
I'd probably
Ross
do it.
What?
I'd probably do it. Aye.
for the 2 and 2.
No, not for the 2 and 2.
I'll just
You
do it
need
for the
up
2
that.
and 2.
No, you're getting the 2 and 2. That's it. It's not happening.
Yeah, it's not happening.
And
no.
have they got a QA boys for this?
I don't know. I don't know what the process
I
is.
didn't know enough about it. I'm
I
going
don't know if you have
look into
to.
it.
I don't know if
Aye.
it's like you have to work your way up. So you have
through
to.
the regional scene.
Yeah, I'm the top slapper in Scotland.
I started off on Forza MMA and then I went to Cage Warriors and then kind of made it through. I don't know.
Well, there's questions we'll ask. We'll ask the right people and we'll see if we can get it.
I'll do it. I'll do
drop,
it.
I'll drop Dana a message saying, listen, I've got a light heavyweight here for you, 93 kg,
And he's just gay, mate.
and he's game.
What
He's been
weight are you,
slapping
Ross?
his wife for years.
Right now, I don't care. I think I'm about 100. I'd say I'm about 100 now. I would think.
Muscle, steel, and sex appeal.
I'm not that muscular.
You watching porn yet?
Do you know I've weighed it up because you slagged me?
Oh, did
Who put the porn
Did you know?
into the
Hold
chat the
on,
other
did
day?
you know we up fucking Alec Baldwin again?
Aye,
You-
mate. I can't stop watching Alec Baldwin, eh?
Right, so
See, after you
what-
spoke
what's your
about
thoughts
this,
in it now?
I think he's been fucking stitched up.
I told you.
Are you on a conspiracy?
Aye.
Somebody actually messaged in and saying Ross loves a
Did
conspiracy.
you see the boy say when he, like, is the air flat or is it a spinning ball? He's like, I know that he's found me via your Instagram because his, like, username is, like, Glasgow Boy 88.
With an H.
Aye.
Bahoy.
But he's like, is it,
Bahoys.
so you just believe in the world tells you? I'm just like, enjoy your day, mate.
Aye, I
Do you know
seen
what I mean? I'm not doing this. But fair play, I appreciate you watching.
So my man Gary Thompson had messaged me.
Saying Baldwin did not do it.
No, what he said was the reason Baldwin's getting pinged for it is because he was an executive producer.
So he's saying he drew the gun and he didn't pull the trigger. He said he's mate, I can't stop watching. I'm fucking obsessed. I'm ball deep in it. Eh?
Yes.
He's like, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to draw the gun and look at this camera. And he says it went off and it fucking went clean through the first woman and killed her and hit a second boy in the shoulder. But they were saying, well, there was no live ammunition on the set, but a couple of the like.
Was there a shooter on the
Told you
grassy
this
hill?
was a good topic.
A couple of boys for the crew had gone out at lunchtime to shoot cans, and then the person who's
What
in
kind of cans?
like-
Americans, Africans.
Hey, oh,
Oh,
hey.
Oh,
African American.
So they've been putting live ammunition in it, but the person whose job it is to check it, everybody says they've seen them look inside it and go, aye, it's a cold weapon or something, which means it's empty. But they had 3 guns. One was a dummy gun. One was a gun so no ammunition at all could go in it. One was a replica gun, so blank ammunition could go in it. And this third one was a legit fucking firearm.
Why would you need the legit
Why
firearm?
did he need that? So it looks, so these 3 guns got put in a box, taken over. He got given that one. And then, but there'd been 2 accidental shootings already on the set with this person, and all the fucking staff were wanting to walk out. They were going on strike. They were saying it's too dangerous. Someone's going to get fucking shot. And then, sure enough, this poor lassie gets blammoed by the gunslinger Alec Baldwin, eh?
Aye,
So
somebody's been stitched up.
but he's saying he never even fired it. He's like, I just pulled it out the holster and it went off. He's like,
sometimes when you pulled it out and it just goes off. and
it's
you can't-
gone off from time to time.
Sometimes it
Touched by the duvet, the cunt goes off.
Jake Paul said he had a wet dream. That's the reason he got beat.
I'm sorry, Papa. That's my favourite ever. But aye, Alec Baldwin, mate. I don't know. I still think he should have checked it. You wouldn't be trusting any cunt, especially not women giving you the cunt.
No, I'm still.
Would
like,
you check it?
No, it's not my
You
job
wouldn't
to
have
check
checked it?
It wouldn't matter. I wouldn't know what I was looking for.
Oh, that's maybe fair.
Aye, what's he look? Oh, what's the difference between a live ammunition and a blank one?
And they're saying the person like opened the barrel, so they
I'd love to do that. Just spin it.
spun it. So there was 3 bullets in it, but there should have been none. Opened it, spun it, said there was no bullets in it, and went, there you go.
And there was 3 bullets in it.
3 bullets in it.
Surely that's the guy.
Bag of rifles.
Aye.
Coffee.
But why are the guns taking it out at lunchtime and fucking shooting cans with it?
Because they're fucking rednecks, man.
I know. Mad, eh? It's the whole thing's a fuck
Shooting
up.
loads in their sister's arse and shooting fucking bean cans out the back, man.
That's-
God.
Definitely watch the podcast, eh, guys? It's happening, boys.
So I told Lorne, I told Lorne, because she's got to TikTok and has that. I told her a story about my papa catching me having a wank, and she's like, I fucking hate you. I'm like, what?
I was a boy.
I was a wee guy, man. She's like, you just tell the world. I'm like, everybody knows a wank anyway, you know what I mean? It's like-
Not me.
So that'll be fun when that comes up. It was a funny story though.
It was good.
What about the message you received, Ross, about talking about wanking and porn? The message you received?
Which one?
Because you're a pilgrim? No?
No, about the boy that messaged you and said he went to school.
Mate, I'm
Right,
fucking...
he said, Simple Jack.
Simple Jack.
Have I simple jacked it here?
No, the boy that messaged you and said who he went to school with.
me a clue.
Are you some kind of moron?
Give me a clue.
Fucking.
Here he clears, son, for fuck's sake.
No, no, me.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, was that you?
That
Is
was me,
it?
yeah.
Is that why you were fucking...
Apologise.
Sorry, Ross. I didn't mean to put you on the spot there.
Somebody messaged me like 10 minutes ago. Not 10 minutes ago, but before we came in. And he's like, I'm in tears at this podcast.
Send a wee guy a fucking mug, mate.
Oh, aye, because I'm sure that's what one.
Shout
These
to
are the
the
guys
mug,
that... My mum...
I'm in tears at this podcast. Like,
Aye.
and I went to school with Harry Clare's son. I'm like, oh, if he knows, like, the son will probably know.
Everyone must know, eh?
Surely, we boys will get porn.
Aye.
You never typed in Scottish...
I thought they would have maybe moved to like fucking Azerbaijan or something just to get away from it.
But do you not watch porn in Azerbaijan?
You grew up here, like the Moz just looking out for him. Nobody knows who I'm here.
Oh, you know what? That's the thing when you roll the dice.
That's it. Pay your money, take your chance, eh? Fuck it.
Jumanji.
She got Jumanji'd.
In the jungle, you must wait.
If the dice rolls 5 or 8, man, you take 2 dicks in the butt.
That's it. Do you know what, though? You didn't see much yet. I'll give you that. There's not a lot of that going about.
I sent you the Ashley Ryder one.
Aye, I wasn't aware of her either.
Did you click on that?
Aye, I had a wee look.
So
aye.
she tried.
So
to,
you watched porn?
I did. Aye.
She tried to batter me one time in a strip club. Ashley Ryder.
Is that a-
She's feel like Shawlins or.
Did you try and fuck her, or did you? Was the reason she
No, I
battered
knew.
you because you didn't fuck her?
I did know.
My man.
I used to work at a pub in Shawlands, mate. It was
But
fucking
she was
ridiculous.
like. See, you go with a porn star, it's like you're expecting all a thing, and she was like breaking character.
Oh, was she?
I was just like, nah.
You're the prissy maid.
Aye.
Well,
I
still,
don't know what I could do. Just phone my mate and like just ditched, man, just ran.
And then that's why she tried to attack you because you were
No, she
fucking.
tried to attack me before that.
Was she a dancer,
And then,
like?
when I was in my papa's one night watching porn, I seen her on the telly. So I then seen her in Glasgow handing out leaflets, and I was like, I fucking seen you on the telly, you bastard. And she was like, shh, no. So then I went for there.
And that's how you fucked her.
But she's a psycho. Like, she's
Well,
got
aye.
issues, man.
They're all psychos.
Surely no.
She's got issues.
Do you know what I mean?
I'm sure she was doing like she-mail porn and piss porn and stuff like that.
Sure.
And
That's a hard chug, but hey, you've got to work your way
it's
through.
a tough one.
Fucking energy bills are doing nothing but going up. You know what I mean?
You got to create that own
Fucking-
body.
I know. Got to make money. Got to pay for stuff. You know what I mean?
That kitchen, man.
I fucking looked at it myself. This content, it might not be training. It might It might devolve.
It may just be an OnlyFans for your
Might just-
little.
Ross just
fucking-
standing there in the shower like
Just try to slap my dick off my leg.
like fucking Raymond out of fucking Max and Paddy, man. Just all the
Raymond the bastard.
all the bubbles coming up. Just see the bubbles.
I'm Raymond the bastard. That's fucking quality.
What did we speak about that recently?
Max and Paddy.
Aye,
I were like, it should have been 2 seasons.
Should have been
at
more.
least.
next level, eh?
Should have been.
I'm going to go and buy it on DVD right now, as soon as we get out of here.
I've got it. It's good.
Aye, it's quality.
I'll give you a shot. Mate.
Aye. So what else? I feel like we've kind of hit everything, eh?
Aye, loads of testing. Went to the Raiders.
Aye, that was good.
That was cool as fuck, man.
Went to the,
Oh, I saw that
the
actually when you
Raiders,
were-
training grounds.
So what is it, like a big indoor?
So I asked for
was
I asked for an
unbelievable.
American football. This place never had
Didn't
American
have one.
football.
Didn't have one.
Didn't have one American football. I'm like, I want to kick a field goal.
So they
They
did.
had no buzz.
No boys.
The inside pitch was unbelievable.
Aye, that looked mad.
They had a sprint.
I forgot
They
about that.
sprinted like, what, 100 yards maybe?
Right, so I'll run it back. So Matt Long, the guy that works for Paradigm,
What
he
a,
does-
what a tash this boy's got. Ain't it?
I'll post a picture of him and you can see it, right?
Aye.
So he's a good guy.
I'm excited now.
Great guy.
So me and him had a race on the beach with Danny Gray in Rio, right? I won. So I was like, who wants to have a race? So it was me, Adam, and Matt, ready to fucking get his.
Is Adam fast?
Well, the two of them got a better start than me, I have to admit.
Well, Matt fucking...
Matt, it was like,
Adam looks like he trains a bit.
aye, he does a wee bit of lifting. So anyway, the two of them absolutely got off to a false start. So I just had to fucking hammer it. So I overtook Adam and just overtook Adam and put a muscle in his arse.
hamstring. It was so
And
funny.
the boy that was taking us around the tour was like, I hope he's not injured himself or tries to sue us. Like, it was his fucking fault. He was the guy who was doing the
It
running.
was so funny, man. So funny.
The training equipment over there's next
everything.
level,
We weren't
eh?
allowed to take any pictures in the conditioning room, were we?
Oh, really?
We've seen some secrets in that.
Aye,
Like-
but unbelievable, man.
Like what? Like routines or just
Aye.
equipment or?
Maybe that secret juice.
Aye,
Well-
maybe injured people training or people, stuff like that.
So we weren't allowed to do that.
So I was like, remember my American accent? The guy's like,
Oh, he couldn't understand you.
what was I saying? The outside pool or something?
Aye, they've got a full outside pool, length pool,
Aye. Like Olympic. Aye.
just as you do. I think the whole setup was like £1 billion,
The
including
money's
stadium.
mad, eh? The money in American football's
so
mad.
obviously the Raiders was from California originally,
Oakland, eh?
and then these motherfuckers came in with all the money, bought them, and just moved this team.
I think
to
that happens a
Vegas.
lot in America.
Is it?
Aye, so you can buy a franchise. Am I right? You can buy a franchise within a team and then just move it wherever the fuck you want.
So we bumped into a Raiders. Well, we were with a Raiders fan, and she was like, "I love to used to go to the old stadium, Oakland. It was a tip. It was shit." And I was like,
Tickets
are you
were cheap as well.
Are you still a fan that they've moved?" And she's like, "Aye, but I've never been to a game since."
Didn't
So
go,
they'll probably lose a lot of fans, like hardcore
But then
fans.
I think, see, being in
California.
Vegas,
Aye,
I
the-
think you would just get fans.
But it becomes a tourist attraction, eh?
Aye.
Rather than like it's like Man United, eh?
Imagine like Celtic getting moved to like England or something.
Well, remember we were talking about moving the Old Firm?
Aye, but
put
just
them in
picking
there.
up the stadium and leaving. Not me.
Aye.
Get them a fat.
I would never.
I want to see Hearts go in a fucking 2-horse race with Aberdeen and lose it. Just be like, yeah.
Hey, talking about old football, I went to see Liverpool versus Man United.
What was the score?
Was it like 7-0?
7-1. That's
So I'll tell you, I
wild,
missed 2 goals.
7-0 game.
I missed 2 goals after the second half. Kids wanted fucking hot dogs. I went down to get them. So it was 1-0 at half time. Kids were like, "Dad, can I get a hot dog?" And I was like, "Aye, I'll go down
Was
and
it
get it."
6 goals in the second half?
Aye.
So I got a wee down.
Did they just fucking
They done
go
what-
off the park or something?
They done what they done to Rangers. Sorry, Greg.
So I go down there, get my hot dogs, and then the fucking place erupts. Absolutely goes wild. And I'm like, "Ah, you bastard." So as I'm walking back, they score a fucking other goal. Literally minutes after it, place erupts again. And then I'm walking up, and they're like, "Oh, you've missed 2 goals, 3-0." And I was like, "That's fucking shit, man. This isn't going to go any more goals. I'm going to have to sit here for the next 40 minutes."
And then it just goes
Next
buck
thing,
wild.
bump. And I think Mo Salah became like the top goal scorer of the Prem. Is that right?
Something like
Something
Big
like
Mo.
that. Aye.
that. Haaland scored 5 last night for Man City in the
It's
Champions League. He's like just like unbelievable striker. like a big robot.
I need to get back into.
I play a bit of the FIFA. That's where I know who players are.
Aye. I
FIFA
did
Ultimate
it.
Team.
Mate, my football knowledge now is so bad, eh?
But then, see, as we're talking about, my team is just full of icons. And see the abuse I get for kids. So people can message you on the PlayStation. And they just give me abuse because I basically bought my team. Like, oh, you're unbelievable, you fucking dick. And I'm assuming it's kids.
Did you play with the headphones on?
No.
I was playing my son's Xbox, right? I played Battlefield 1 and I was playing. I can't play with the headphones on. I just get abused of children, eh? And then the ones who are on my team, they're like, fuck off, tell me to fuck off because I'm getting killed. I'm like, listen, you little gay lords, eh? You know what I mean?
I'll shag your dad.
I'll be your stepfather by the end of the week. What was that again? Pain and gain. Like,
But aye, that's why you can't put the headphones on. But I do get abuse for people. They'll just private message you. Do you want to know what really does my tits in?
what's your name on it though? Is it like Paul Craig 205?
No,
Beardew.
I think it might be
Beardew Hunter.
Beardew, maybe. But anyway, the name's not important. What's so they'll message me, and they probably don't realise that it's me. But they just message me these abusive messages, and I'm not going to give my name out because then what'll happen is fucking.
It'll get worse.
People will just start abusing me on FIFA, and so my team is, as I said, full of icons. It's
What do you play?
4-4-2.
No. Console?
PlayStation, the new one. What is
5.
it? Yeah, it must be.
I was going to say, Paul, do you ever play UFC?
I do play UFC. We should get a game yet.
I'm up for that.
So see the day I found out I was put into the UFC game, it was they phoned me up. It was a call with DC. So DC phones you up and he
DC is Daniel Cormier.
aye.
Just for the viewers, it's DC. Is it Diet Coke?
So anyway, he phones you up and he's like, "Hey, you've been put in the game," which was kind of cool.
Kinda.
So, aye.
It's
paid for
quite
that?
cool, mate.
Did you get paid for that?
I'll tell you the finances before, after. I'll tell you after this story. So anyway, we do that. So then I download so it's like you have to download like a update. Download the update. Paul Craig, full head of hair. Not a fucking bald spot inside. I was fucking buzzing at my trolley. Right, so the kids.
Remember Jamie fixed your ball spot?
He did, I had to message him, like, where the fuck's this, Jamie?
He's a good laddie.
And he's like, sorted, big man. Gave me a wee fucking short back and sides.
It was actual Greg that fixed it.
Was it, Greg? I appreciate it, man.
Sorry, Greg.
Looking out for a bro. So anyway,
Give me a wig.
what the kids done was the kids then started going other fighters and started knocking me out. How fucking
Your own kid?
my own kids, aye. So they would go.
On a computer. That's brilliant.
I was like, right, you're going to stop that,
Who were they knocking you out with though?
Gustafsson.
Oh no.
And I was like, you're going to stop
Swedish
that?
meatballs, man.
They're like, going to stop that? And they're like, no, it's quite funny, isn't it? I was like, no,
Oh, really?
because it's fucking
Were
me.
you subbing anybody on it?
So my submissions are fucking brilliant,
Aye.
but I think everything else is quite shite. Pretty much true to life. So anyway, the kids are nailing me. Right? And I was like, hey, fucking stop that! Get to your room, because I was getting annoyed, and he just kept going, and they were like, watch this, buff. Like literally, you touch me in the game and I fucking die. Like, what the fuck you doing? So
It's fucking cool though, mate.
it's
In a
cool.
computer game.
See when I went to the UFC,
It's different
there was two
level,
things I wanted. There was three things I wanted. One of them was a title. The other two things I wanted was the Panini cards, which I got, and then the UFC game. They're the only things I ever wanted for the UFC. So that's kind of cool.
Aye, the game's cool, mate.
I know.
See, when you're a wee guy, you're playing like Street Fighter or Tekken or whatever. Like it'd be cool to go you. Or FIFA, if you played FIFA, it'd be good to be in a FIFA game or something. But aye.
So it's
That's
cool.
funny that your wings are knocking you out though, man.
I know.
Well, there's only like, because the actual pool of fighters in the game is not that big.
Maybe one day we'll do a competition for like a fan to come in and play you on this or some shit.
I'm going to be going Paul Craig, but fucking death touch, man.
Playing
So
with
anyway,
Battlefield.
the way the payment works is so I never ever wanted any money, like, because that's like just being part of the games there. But the way you get money is, so there was no signing fee for them to use my images because UFC own all my image rights anyway. So you sign away them to the UFC, and every once in a while you get a wee check through the door. There's your check, and it's like how many people use your character. So the more people that use it, even if the Waynes are knocking me out, I'm still making money.
Craig Clan.
Craig Clan just knocking me out. And then, so I told this to my brother. So then his fucking kids started doing it, just started knocking me out. Like, what the fuck's going on, man?
And then streaming it on
Coming
Twitch.
into the scale, you're that shite in that UFC.
It's good.
Keep
Don't
fucking
get-
knocking them out.
It's wild, really, when you think about it.
Aye. There's some cool things that happened because of the UFC. Changed my bum life.
Just for
I'd still be working as a fucking teacher.
cutting a bit of gym.
I actually got a wrestler made of me.
I've seen that. That's cool as fuck.
Figure, aye. That's weird.
Should bring it in and put that right in the middle.
I get the wrestling figure before I get the MMA
one.
fighter. Well, I've got a Funko MMA.
Should bring them in.
Aye.
Put them on the table. We'll get one of Ross made.
Damn what? Captain's hat on.
Stabbing.
Captain Stabbing.
Thought I'd coffee, but we're out. That must be coming into time then. Is it? What's the time?
That's been another 20.
Tell you, man. Fucking bang on the money.
Try to aim it for around 15. I think that's perfect. Yeah.
Right. So, guys, it's been an absolute pleasure as always. We use two guys. Like, subscribe, and I think that's it, innit?
Watch out for the training content coming.
Oh, let us know what you think of the podcast.
Aye.
I know we got a few messages in that, but if you've got any fucking thoughts, we're going to bring on some guests and that kind of stuff, and we're going to push it that way. But let us know if there's anything that you dislike or there's anything that you do like. As always, live at the G4 Studios, and stay beautiful.
If you want a mug, follow the page.
Oh, I like
Can you
that.
just get a mug for following the page?
Like write a funny joke or something.
You've got to do something,
a
mate.
funny joke?
Like Slag Ross's like
Get a picture of your
fucking
most cunt.
accent or some shit. Oh Jesus!
First person,
Oh Jesus!
first person to get a photo with me in Bum Alley can get my mug. There you go.
Tell a funny story that where you got caught wanking,
Aye.
and then you'll get a cup. Fill the cup.
Fill the cup. Send a video of you ripping the heat off it to Chris Bungard.
I got enough of him, man. I got enough of him.
I actually had a guy sending me pictures of his stink hole.
That's the game.
Aye.
Obviously, I DM'd him.
Hairy or non-hairy?
Oh, mate, he was smooth as fuck. Aye.
Professional gay dude.
Aye, and they were.
Suffer.
Was he a suffer? I looked
They
right
shaved
through.
themselves so they're more aerodynamic.
Less water to weigh them down. I like it.
If they're trying to get gang raped, they just slip out. Just slip out everybody. There's one like the greased up deaf guy in Family Guy. You gonna catch me? See y'all next year. That guy.
All right, guys, that's it then.
See you next week.
Peace.